Hi, ladies. I just want to thank you so much for joining us tonight in our first Women's Wellness Collaborative here in Lake Havasu. So, just wanted to first of all just thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. We did have a full house, and we are definitely working out the logistics for a bigger location. We had anticipated that we were going to need a bigger location, but we had already set the date and we did not want to cancel the event. So thank you for your patience, and we will be moving into a bigger location. So for those of you who maybe missed it, you want a little recap, and it just give you a 5-minute recap on what we covered. And I know a lot of you took notes, and the whole reason we're doing this is because we want to create a community for women who just want to live healthier, more vibrant, energetic lives. They want to be the CEO of their own health. And you really just want to feel your best, but you're not sure how to do it. A lot of women always come to us and tell us, they're like, I know something's just not right, but I don't know what it is. And the doctors are telling me my labs are normal, but I know something's not right. So that's the reason that we're doing this collab, is because we want to be able to empower you. And just remember, the doctors work for you. You can request the labs that you want, and but you just have to know what labs do you require. I have a lot of information on my website. You got free ebooks, especially because we have a lot of women with thyroid issues. They can go, and I have a list of the thyroid labs that we require, and what do they mean, and how do you interpret them, and how do you talk to your doctor in regards to the labs. So some of the things that we are going to be covering when we are having our monthly meetings, because we are going to be doing this monthly, is about optimizing your hormones, increasing your energy, overcoming adrenal fatigue. How do you fix chronic pain? Getting your thyroid balance, letting the weight go for good. We don't want to lose the weight. Remember, we talked about releasing the weight, fixing gut issues. Dr. Lucinda also mentioned about the ozone therapies, IV therapies, some of the different modalities about personalized medicine and using a lot of the advanced anti-aging strategies. Other things that we had talked about too is that most of the causes that we see, most of the root causes of almost all disease is stress related. There's the reason being is because stress creates inflammation, and when your body's inflamed, you're in a stress state. It's really hard for a person to lose weight. It's difficult for a person to just have a balance in their body and in their mind when they're stressed out all the time. There's 3 types of stress that we talked about: physical, chemical, emotional. The physical stress mean like the lack of sleep, too much sitting, not enough exercise, not recovering enough from in between workouts, injuries. We also talked about the chemical stresses, about the smoking, alcohol, the food products, a lot of the industrialized oils like the soybean, canola, vegetable oils. We also talked about emotional stress, the number third one. It's work, it's finances, it's marriage, it's kids, it's our in-laws, it's politics, it's the overachiever, the type A personality. It's even women not having enough close friends that feel that they can really connect to. Um, and then just some women, they just don't feel like they're enough. Like they feel that um, they're just lacking in life, and that they're not good enough. And of course, social isolation. So we talked about why we need to create a new paradigm. And a new paradigm in medicine is already happening. It's called functional medicine. And basically, that's what the both of us practice. And it's a systems based approach, not a symptom based approach, but a systems based approach. So we're focusing on the various systems in the body instead of focusing just on the disease. It focuses more on the organ. We focus more on the individual more than anything. You have to create balance. You got to look at the genes component. It's a multi-system approach when we work with functional medicine. So we talked also about, how does functional medicine do that? Well, you got to get to the root cause, and it could be toxins, allergens, microbes. It could be nutrition deficiency, stresses, and then you have other areas that maybe the way the genes are being expressed. So we have to take that into consideration. You got to look at the systems that are imbalanced. It could be the gut, the immune, the endocrine, physical systems, spiritual, psychological. So with functional medicine and our approach, it's about, one, you got to remove what the stressor is, the cause. You got to replenish the body, and you got to bring balance to the body. So that's the approach. So let's talk about maybe removing toxic relations, removing toxins, allergies. There's mold out there. There's food allergies that people have, stress, the poor diet. And we also want to make sure that the way we work through that is the food, it's vitamins, making sure you're getting enough light, water, air, movement, it's sleep, it's rest, having a community like you have here, and a lot of connection. So that was a lot about what we chatted about. There were three takeaways that we each gave. Number one, I gave three takeaways. Dr. Lucinda gave three. Dr. Lucinda talked about the vitamin D, that you should have a minimum between 5 and 10,000 IUs, but you want to make sure that you're getting tested for that. Number two was she talked about, the second one was intermittent fasting, closing that gap when you eat, so to a 6 hour window. And number three was meditation, about taking the time in the morning to connect with God, your higher power, and meditate before you start today. She gave a little bonus, and it was also exercising on an empty stomach, exercise first thing in the morning. I gave three other simple strategies that basically anybody can do, and you don't have to change, you don't have to go buy anything. Basically was, one, get your breakfast right. Make sure you eat protein in the morning, 30 to 50 grams first thing in the morning, before you even have coffee. So I gave an example of, like, I eat 3 eggs, I have sausage, and I have bacon, so I'm getting a lot of protein first thing in the morning, because then you're not hungry the rest of the day. And if you get protein in the morning, you're not going to have a lot of sugar cravings in the evening. Get your water intake, at least half your weight in ounces. I personally drink a gallon every single day. And the third key one was, have your last meal by 5 o'clock, because I gave the example that the later you eat after 5 o'clock, the higher percentage your body will hold on to that food and store it as fat. So those are some of the things that we did talk about. And once again, we want to thank you so much for your patience, for being there. And we are definitely going to have a new location, and just stay connected with us. And please, please, please take the time. If you didn't, we handed out I don't have it here in front of me. Yes, I do. I have a form here that we had about sharing your experience with us. If you didn't fill it out, please do, because we're here to serve you. We're here to help you become a better version of you. And if you remember the power pose, I gave you that example of standing with your hands at your hip, about if someone's giving you attitude, or how that power pose increases your testosterone levels, and at that time it's going to increase your energy. So thank you once again, and I hope that these little tips will make some big changes in your life.